All right, hello everybody. Welcome back. Ryan here again. So it's been about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I guess, since we put a video out. Been a lot going on, which I want to kind of catch up on with that. But first of all, we've been on YouTube now for a year and a half, 18 months, give or take a couple of days. So I wanted to, first of all, thank everybody for people who've been with us from the beginning and all that. New people who came on, new subscribers, all the support. All the new people, met some great people out there, built some nice friendships, and some business relationships as well. So I appreciate all that. So I just want to put that out there, that we support all you guys, and or appreciate all the support we've been given as far as YouTube goes in the last 18 months roughly. So I'm going to talk about a topic today that is I've been a little kind of depressed, I guess, like I said, the last week and a half. I had to make kind of a major decision, which I've had to make this decision once before in my life, and I'll get a little bit into that here in a second. So last 3 weeks have been extremely busy for the maintenance business. I've basically been booked out every day for the most part, so I've been really good for the business. Really busy. Had a lot of guys, like I said, from YouTube that I've done work for them or for you guys coming in. I've kind of built some local customers, so it's been going pretty well as far as that goes. And I'm looking forward to getting this new shop up and running. Great location, so that way we can, you guys out on the road and all that. If you're coming through Ohio and needing something done, I mean, even everything from oil changes to in-frame overhauls. So. Like I said, once we get that up, we'll be able to have a lot more capabilities and all that. So anyways, I'm going to talk about some farming stuff, which I know a lot of y'all aren't interested in that, but there is a moral to the story, I guess you could say. So bear with me and stick around if you would, and kind of hear me out to what I'm going to talk about here, because it's not, I'm going to talk about some farm stuff, but that's not really, like I said, the moral of the story. So as y'all know, I do a little bit of farming and all that. This year we kind of ramped it up this year we kind of ramped up to almost 100 acres, doing a lot of hay, straw, and all that type of stuff. Bought a lot more exploded kind of around here in equipment, put a lot of money into it. And I've been around farming, agricultural my entire life, and that is the way that I was brought up, the people that I was brought up around, has made me the person that I am, I guess. I mean, and people ask me, like I said, I don't claim to know everything about everything. I mean, I work on a lot of stuff. I mean, I figure stuff out, and I'm not an expert in anything, I don't think. So I don't claim to be that. But people ask me a lot of times, like, how do you know the stuff you know and all that? And only thing I can say is that the people that I was brought up around, and the way that I was brought up has given me these experiences. My great-grandpa was born in 1896. He passed away in 2003. That's 107 years. That's 3 centuries of living. That's 1800s, 1900s, 2000s, basically, that this guy lived through. And the rest of my family, they lived into their 80s. My grandma on my mom's side is the last one left right now, and I believe she'll be 86 here in November, if I'm correct. So I hope I didn't screw that up. And she still gets around by herself and all that, lives at home and whatnot. And like I said, my great-grandpa, he farmed till he was 99. He had a steam tractor, and I'll show you guys. I got a photo out here of him and my dad. He had a 1916 Case steam tractor. That wasn't, like I said, 1916 was the year him and my great-grandma got married, so it was kind of special to him. Now I'll show that to you guys right now. So I hope you guys can see this all the way if there's not a glare. So this was our Case 50 horsepower steam tractor, traction engine. That was my great-grandpa, and that was my dad. This was probably in the early 90s, roughly. My grandpa actually, he was like to do woodworking and all that too, so he actually, I think he made this frame also. But a lot of people think that my dad, at that age we kind of look alike, so a lot of people think that's me, but actually my grandma actually has another picture with side view of the engine with me and my grandfather standing next to it, and I was like way down here on the wheels. So it's just kind of interesting. Let me put this down and I'll finish up what I was saying. So I'll be 37 this year. So there's not a lot of people in my age group that probably was brought up around steam and two-cylinder John Deeres and all that type of stuff. So it's like my parents were the youngest of older parents with older kids, so it's just kind of weird the way that I was brought up. I mean, it's almost like I'm almost a generation removed, basically. So, I mean, I was fortunate enough to grow up around steam and older tractors and older equipment, and most of my family, my grandparents and all that, and great-grandparents all grew up through the Depression, so, I mean, it's just like you learned how to make do. I mean, you went through hard times and you learn how to, you know, you figure things out yourself. You don't pay people to do stuff. I mean, you use what you have laying around to figure stuff out, and that's the way I was brought up. I mean, you don't, I know when I was growing up with my dad and all that, and we didn't call in carpenters. I mean, everybody did everything themselves, so that's, I was always brought up around that can-do spirit, I guess, with my great-grandparents, grandparents, and my parents, to where, I mean, there was a lot of hard times, but and I'm not going to elaborate on all that, but things weren't easy, but we made do. But anyways, I was into farming pretty big at the end of high school, and things. I'm not going to get into this either, but I had to make a decision basically where I had with a lot of stuff going on, and kind of out of the blue had a Navy with all this other nonsense going on. I had a Navy recruiter call me and hey, come down and talk to us. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I got on and talked to a Navy recruiter and ended up signing up for the Navy. And then and I was in delayed entry for like a year, and some other stuff happened, and they're like, oh, you're not going to go. Then like a week before I was supposed to go to the Navy, after a year, this Navy recruiter called me back up and said, hey, you're ready to go. And I was already I was farming like 250, almost 300 acres then, and I had to like basically make this on-the-spot decision. It's like, okay, is my life going to go this way, or is it going to go this way? And like I said, farming has always been my passion. I love everything about it. I mean, it's hard work. I've probably put up, I don't know, close to 1,000, maybe almost 1,000 bale of hay and straw this year by myself, bailing on the ground, picking it up, sweat rolling off of you. 95 degrees out here, but I love every minute of it, and it's just something I enjoy doing. And I can't. My wife doesn't get it. She hates farming. She thinks it's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. But I kind of wanted to kind of keep it going so my two boys can experience that, and kind of give them the same experiences, but maybe a little bit better family life. That positive reinforcement, I guess. And because there's so many things involved with farm life. I mean, you got mechanical stuff, weather. I mean, earth sciences, animals. And all there's so many different. I mean, it's basically like a university in itself. I mean, growing up in that type of lifestyle, and that's why I was very fortunate and to grow up with it. And I wanted to give my two kids that same experience. But anyways, I've rambled on enough about that. But so anyways, I've kind of looked at our business and everything, and kind of what I made with the farming side of the business, and the time that I've put in, and I've had to make a hard decision once again in my life and say, I'm going to have to put this off, to keep up my commitments with my customers, and try to build two other businesses, and have time for the family and all that. I've decided to kind of give up most of my land that I've leased for next year. Giving that up, I sold about 15 pieces of equipment down at a local consignment sale last weekend, which was, I watched these auctions and all that, and like said, like from the last basically 9 to 12 months, these equipment sales and all that have been crazy. I mean, I can't believe what stuff's selling for. And the time that I go to sell my stuff, like, it was painful to watch. I mean, I was almost in tears watching my stuff sell. I thought I would at least get my money back and possibly even make a good amount of money on stuff, and it was a total bloodbath. I mean, it was very, very disappointing, and I saw like 3 or 4 items sell online because I was bidding on a couple other things. I bought a 6-foot tiller to put behind this tractor, and I bought a couple welding tables, and it's like the stuff that I wanted to buy went out of sight, but then like the stuff that I was selling, just it was very, very disappointing. So and like I said, with me kind of gauging the market, I thought we was going to do pretty well, but that wasn't the case, and I actually got to go pick up the check here on Monday or tomorrow, and I haven't even asked, but I imagine it's going to be pretty disappointing as far as, like I said, with the things that I saw. I actually brought one tractor back home with me because I didn't want to let it go for what it was bid to. So anyways, so guys, last year my wife and I, we built a new house actually 2 years ago. Like in a community, we had like 217,000 in that place on a 1/4 acre, and we kind of made this decision. We were going to kind of go all in with our business plans and all that. So we decided to sell that house. We were renting out the house over here at the farm. So it kind of coincided with our tenants. They wanted to buy their own house, so it just kind of worked out well that we moved back here. We sold our other house, and the way the market and everything was, we actually made a little bit of money on that property. But the other thing we had a lot. We had new vehicles, had big car payments and all that. We had like a new 2017 Ford Explorer that we bought brand new, and we were paying like $700 a month on that, even with 0% interest through Ford and whatnot. So we made a decision last year to where we owed actually more than what the car was worth, so we actually sold it. We put down the extra money, like $5,000, got rid of it, got out of all these car payments. So I mean, every vehicle that I have around here, I mean, including my big truck, my Kenworth, all my service trucks for the business, everything's paid for around here. Which I'm not against, like borrowing money and debt and all that. I mean, a lot of people on YouTube say, "Oh, you got to get out of debt. You can't have any debt," and I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, yeah, if you got you got $1,500 a month in vehicle payments and you're paying 15% interest, no offense, I mean, that's kind of not very smart in my opinion, especially when you're trying to get into business and all that. And if you got a $1,500 amount or $2,000 a month car payment and credit cards, I mean, you got $4,000 a month in payments. I mean, it's going to be puts you in a very precarious situation if you're trying to get into business, because I've talked about it before. I mean, you don't know when you're out here working for yourself. I mean, owner-operator trucking, yeah. I mean, there's loads and stuff like that out there, but you never know what's going to happen. You don't know if your truck's going to be broke down, if you're going to be able to work. I mean, family situations come up, whatever. And then when you're starting a new business like this maintenance business or service business we've gotten into, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you might not get a call for 3, 4, 5 days, and then all of a sudden, like I said, the last 3 weeks, it's just been on like gangbusters where I've been basically from the time we get the kids out the door till 5, 6 o'clock at night. It's been crazy. So you just never know. So I mean, I recommend when you're going to get into business, I mean, try to slash as much as you can. I mean, there's nothing wrong with borrowing money to buy a truck or to buy a business asset. But I mean, if you're going out running up credit cards to eat out, got $10,000 of credit card debt, and the only thing you got to show for it is eating 3 meals a day out, $50 meals and stuff like that. That's not a very good situation to be in. But anyways, as far as kind of back to my main topic here with the sacrifices, we get these crazy little yellow jacket bees out here all over this time of year. So, I mean, I'm giving up something that really is important to me. I mean, something that I want to bring my kids up around. I'm not saying it's forever. But for the interim time here to setting up this new business, actually 2 businesses, I mean, and I want to clarify, because we had some comments on that last video we did about this new lease-on brokerage type of business we're looking to get into. That's only going to be about 25% of my input. I mean, that's going to be kind of my wife's thing, and some partners we're bringing on are going to be into that. So, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be all into that. I got a lot of input and experience to put into that business, but it's not going to be all me. There's going to be a lot of people behind us on that. So my focus is mainly going to be on my maintenance business. So like I said, we're going to have that shop up hopefully here early next year, early summer, hopefully, depending on the weather up here in Northeast Ohio. But yeah, so hopefully have that set up early next year, and then so that's kind of where my focuses are in building that business. You know, and then maybe down the line I can, you know, next 10, 15 years or whatever, once I hopefully earn that success in that position, and you know, I can get back into what I really like to do. So I do like working on stuff, and I like dealing with people and running a business and all that. But my biggest and peace at mind and all that is you know, being out there on the tractor, and you know, sun going down, sun coming up, whatever, and thinking about what you can do next year, and all that fun stuff. But unfortunately, sometimes you you have to give something up, you know, for something bigger. So, and it's hard to do. It's not fun. And I've been down this road already once, to where I've kind of had to make, like, I've came to that crossroads to where, okay, I can go into the Navy and live this life, or I could stay here and build. You know, I was already in the community, had a lot of relationships. Everybody knew me. Had equipment, big equipment, a lot bigger equipment than I have now. And I was, you know, made a decision to take this path. And I don't know if maybe I didn't take the right path, but that's something that we'll never know. So, so kind of the moral of the story here, guys, is, and sorry, I wanted to say one other thing. As far as you're going to get in the trucking business as an owner operator or whatever, sorry, this little yellow jacket keeps flying around here. You're gonna have to. I mean, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. You're not gonna be. I mean, if you want to chase. I mean, if you want to make the good money, a lot of times you're not gonna be home every weekend. You're not gonna work 5 days a week. You're gonna miss some birthdays. You're gonna miss some Thanksgivings. You're gonna miss some Christmases, New Year's. I mean, I think probably as an owner operator, my favorite week to be out was actually from Christmas to New Year's, because like everybody. Most guys in the trucking business, for some reason, I want to take a week off between Christmas and New Year's. So I mean, it was usually that was usually my biggest week, was between Christmas and New Year's. I think like the last three or 4 years, I don't think I've been home for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and all that, because I've been out on the road. So, and I've missed a lot of Thanksgiving weekend and all that. It's a good weekend to run. So it's just you got to make a lot of hard choices, and it's not easy. And you know, if you, I'm not saying everybody's got to make sacrifices out there. I mean, you don't have to give up everything you love and all that, but I'm just kind of giving you my experience here. You know, it's like I said, I've made a decision. I mean, it's not so much about, I mean, even though, like I said, farming is a capital intensive venture, or, you know, business, especially, like I said, if you haven't been gifted everything, it's very hard to get into, to build those relationships, to pick up land and all that. And you know, it sucks that I know when I'm giving up this property that I've built relationships with, I'm probably not going to get it back. You know, if I decide to get back into this in 5 or 10 years, but kind of is what it is. So it's not impossible, but it'd be a lot harder. So so it's, like I said, guys, it's challenging. Like I said, it's just I don't know, kind of lost my train of thought there. But don't be afraid to give stuff up. Like I said, I've went down this path once already, and you know, it's kind of making an investment in myself, I guess, to give something up, and hopefully 10 years down the road I can just go buy 160 acres, hopefully, with that success that I've kind of mortgaged right now. You know, I'm giving up something now, and hopefully it pays dividends in the future, and then maybe I can get something even better. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at this point. And I'm building this business for my 2 boys. It's not, I've been to 42 countries. I've had a lot of great experiences. I mean, I want to share a lot more of those with my wife. I'm hoping we can travel globally a lot more. And I mean, I've been to Egypt. I've seen the pyramids. I've been to the Suez Canal. I mean, I've been all over Asia, Australia, Hawaii. We went to Hawaii together. But so I mean, my thing is I want to have a lot more experiences with my wife and all that, and with the kids. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling on. But like I said, I just want to kind of share what's going on and my experiences, and just tell you guys, there's a lot of hard decisions out there, and a lot of times you got to put emotions aside and do what's best for your business, for yourself, or for your business, your family, and yourself, and you kind of think about the future. So anyways, I'll shut up, guys. So I hope that, like I said, I'm not a motivational speaker or claim to be an expert on anything, but like I said, I just try to spread a little bit of inspiration, I guess, and kind of, share my experiences. So anyways, guys, thanks for all the support. If you haven't subscribed, please do that as well. That helps us out, helps us grow. Like the video and comment as well. And also, sorry, hit the bell for the updates so you guys can, whenever we're putting out something new, we got a lot more stuff coming down the line as far as business, maintenance, and all that. So do that as well. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for all the support, and we'll see you next time.